I grew up with my grandparents, and unfortunately they are not here. They died few years before, and they was everything for me. They give everything for me, for my life, and also because my mom, she didn't manage to be here because of the visa, the how to say the I forget now. It's because of the money we have to pay for the visa. We didn't manage on time, and I would like she to be here.
The date is June 15th, 2026. The stage is the Estadio de la Cerámica in Villarreal, Spain. The atmosphere is electric, a cauldron of noise and expectation. 45,000 fans pack the stands, most of them draped in the red and yellow of Spain. They've come expecting a victory, a procession, a statement from the reigning European champions. After all, they're facing Cape Verde, a nation most of them couldn't find on a map, a team making their World Cup debut, a team whose entire squad is valued at less than what Spain pays for a single backup midfielder. But there's a man standing in the Cape Verde goal who didn't read the script. His name is Josimar José Évora Díaz, but the world knows him as Vozinha. He's 40 years old. He's 2 weeks away from being unemployed. His club contract is expiring, and on this night, he is about to become the most famous goalkeeper on planet Earth. As the Spanish national anthem blasts through the speakers, Vozinha stands with his hand over his heart. But his eyes aren't closed in prayer or nerves. They're scanning the Spanish forwards like a hawk surveying its prey. Gavi, Pedri, Morata, Ferran Torres, names that strike fear into defenses across Europe, names that have won Champions Leagues, Euros, and World Cups. Vozinha knows their movements, their habits, their favorite shots. He's spent weeks studying them. At 40, he's learned that talent alone doesn't win matches. Preparation does, intelligence does, experience does. And then the whistle blows, the game begins, and for the next 94 minutes, Vozinha will deliver the performance of a lifetime. But to truly understand what you're about to witness, you need to understand where Vozinha came from, because his journey to this moment is one of the most improbable stories in the history of football. It's a story that begins on a tiny volcanic island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, where the sun burns hot, the sea is impossibly blue, and opportunities are as scarce as fresh water. Cape Verde is an archipelago of 10 islands off the coast of West Africa. It was uninhabited until the Portuguese discovered it in the 15th century. Today, its population barely touches 600,000 people. To put that in perspective, that's fewer people than the city of Barcelona. When the Blue Sharks qualified for the World Cup, they became the third smallest nation by population ever to achieve that feat. Only Trinidad and Tobago and Iceland have done it with fewer people. Think about that for a moment. A nation of 600,000 people competing against giants like Spain with 50 million, Brazil with 200 million, Germany with 80 million. The odds were astronomical, and yet here they were. Josimar José Évora Díaz was born in Mindelo, Cape Verde's cultural capital, on the island of São Vicente. It was 1986, the year of the World Cup in Mexico, the year Diego Maradona became a god. Josimar's father had a dream. He wanted to name his son on Jorge Valdano, the elegant Argentine striker who was lighting up the tournament, but the Cape Verdean authorities refused. Instead, they suggested Josimar, after the Brazilian defender who scored 2 spectacular goals in that same World Cup. And so a name was chosen that would link Vozinha forever with the greatest show on earth, a name that seemed to predict his destiny. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. Josimar's father wasn't around much. His mother worked tirelessly to provide for the family, and so it was his grandparents who raised him. They were his rock, his foundation, his everything, and they gave him a nickname that would stick with him for the rest of his life, Vozinha. It's a term of endearment in Cape Verdean Creole, meaning little grandmother or little voice. It was their way of showing affection for the boy they raised, a simple name from a simple upbringing. But it would become the name that fans around the world would chant as he defied Spain. Growing up in Mindelo, Vozinha dreamed of becoming a professional footballer, but on an island with limited resources, where opportunities were scarce, the path wasn't easy. He was a goalkeeper, but he was small for his position. Goalkeepers are supposed to be tall, 6'2", 6'3", towering figures who dominate the box. Vozinha barely cleared 6 feet. Coaches overlooked him. Scouts ignored him. He was told he was too small. He was told he wasn't good enough. He was told to find another dream. But Vozinha didn't listen. He kept playing. He kept training. He kept believing. He left Cape Verde for Portugal, searching for a chance. And there, he found the door barely cracked open. He spent years in Portugal's lower divisions, earning next to nothing, living modestly, but never losing sight of his goal. And then, at the age of 25, he finally got his break. Not in Portugal, not in any Europeans' glamorous leagues, in Moldova. Yes, Moldova, a small, often overlooked country in Eastern Europe. From Moldova, the journey continued. Angola, Cyprus, back to Portugal's second division. He was a journeyman, moving from club to club, country to country, always searching for stability, always chasing the dream. In Angola, he faced a curious situation. He arrived at his new club, and there was already another goalkeeper on the team named Josimar. It would be confusing for the coach, the teammates, the fans. So Vozinha made a decision that would define his identity forever. If everyone knew me as Vozinha in Cape Verde, that's what I would be. And so the nickname became his footballing identity. No longer just a term of endearment from his grandparents, but his official name in the world of professional football. Vozinha, the little grandmother. A name that seemed to contradict everything a goalkeeper should be, but a name that represented his roots, his family, his pride. For 14 years, Vozinha traveled the globe, honing his craft. He wasn't a natural talent, he wasn't a prodigy, but he was determined. He studied relentlessly, he trained tirelessly, he never stopped improving. His reflexes became sharper, his positioning became smarter, his confidence grew, and all the while he represented his national team, earning cap after cap, becoming the undisputed #1 for the Blue Sharks. And then in 2026, the stars aligned. The Blue Sharks qualified for the World Cup for the first time in their history. It was a moment of national euphoria. From the cobblestone streets of Mindelo to the beaches of Sal, from the diaspora communities in Portugal, the United States, and France, an entire nation erupted in joy. Generations of Cape Verdeans had dreamed of this moment, and now it was real. But Vozinha's personal situation was far from ideal. He was 40 years old. He'd been playing for a Bulgarian club, but his contract was expiring 2 weeks after the World Cup began. He was essentially a free agent, facing the possibility of retirement. His agents had been working the phones, trying to find clubs willing to sign a 40-year-old goalkeeper. The offers were few and far between. The future was uncertain. But Vozinha didn't let that distract him. He was focused. He was determined. This was his World Cup, his moment, his destiny. And then came June 15th, the day that would change everything. Spain dominated possession from the opening whistle. They passed the ball with their characteristic precision, probing for weaknesses, searching for openings. Gavi darted through midfield like a hummingbird. Pedri orchestrated attacks with the vision of a master conductor. Morata lurked in the penalty area, waiting for that one perfect cross. But every time they got close, there he was, Vozinha. In the 10th minute, a powerful strike from Ferran Torres flew towards the top corner. Vozinha flew through the air, fingertips stretching, and tipped the ball around the post. In the 20th minute, Pedri found himself one-on-one, unmarked in the box. A goal seemed inevitable, But Vozinha stood tall, narrowed the angle, and made himself big. Pedri's shot hit his chest, and the ball bounced away to safety. In the 45th minute, Laporte rose highest from a corner, his header destined for the back of the net. But Vozinha was there, a blur of green and yellow, punching the ball away with authority. The Spanish players looked at each other in disbelief. What was happening?
In the second half, Spain turned up the pressure. Wave after wave of attacks, crosses, shots, rebounds. But Vozinha was an immovable object. He made 7 saves in total, each one more spectacular than the last. His defense, inspired by his leadership, blocked everything else. When Spain's teenage sensation Lamine Yamal entered the fray in the 70th minute, the crowd expected magic. Instead, they witnessed Vozinha's experience and wisdom. He organized his defense, he called out instructions, he commanded his area with the authority of a seasoned general. And when the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read 0-0. Cape Verde had drawn with Spain. Vozinha had kept a clean sheet. His teammates mobbed him, lifting him onto their shoulders like a conquering hero. The Portuguese journalist who interviewed him couldn't hold back tears. And Vozinha himself, the stoic guardian, the man who had waited his entire life for this moment, finally let his emotions break through. Tears streamed down his face as he said the words that would echo around the world. "I have worked my whole life for this moment, for this dream. I dedicated this performance to my grandparents. They were everything to me, and to my mother, who couldn't be here because of visa issues. I love you, Mom." A lot of generations in the past were dreaming with this. Now the dream has come true. In that moment, Vozinha became more than just a goalkeeper. He became a symbol of hope, a symbol of resilience, a symbol of the belief that age is just a number, that dreams can come true at any stage of life, and that the human spirit, when fueled by passion and determination, can achieve the impossible. Within hours, his Instagram following exploded from 50,000 to over 5 million. Fans from Spain, from Brazil, from all over the world were drawn to his story. His 94th minute save in the Euro 2024 quarterfinals had already made him a hero back home, but this was something else entirely. This was the World Cup. This was global recognition. And here's the thing about Vozinha's story that makes it truly remarkable. At 40 years old, he broke records. He became the oldest goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet on his World Cup debut. Only 3 goalkeepers in the history of the competition have been older than him. He had done what no one expected. He had silenced the giants. And for his team, the Blue Sharks, that point was priceless. It was a statement, a declaration to the world that Cape Verde wasn't just happy to be there. They came to compete. They came to fight. They came to show the world what they're made of. The Cape Verdean diaspora, scattered across the globe, felt a surge of pride like never before. From the streets of Praia to the neighborhoods of Lisbon, from Boston to Rotterdam, Cape Verdeans hugged each other and wept. Their team had done the impossible. Their goalkeeper had become a legend. But what happens next? That's the beauty of Vozinha's story. It's still being written. After that historic performance, offers poured in from clubs around the world. A 40-year-old goalkeeper, once facing unemployment, was now in demand. The legacy he created on that night would open doors for him, for his teammates, for the next generation of Cape Verdean footballers. Vozinha's message to the world is simple but profound. It's never too late. Whether you're 20 or 40, whether you've been rejected 1,000 times or just once, whether the odds are stacked against you or in your favor, keep believing, keep working, keep dreaming. Because on any given day, on any given pitch, against any given opponent, you can become the hero of your own story. You can silence the giants. You can make history. You can become the guardian of a nation's dream. So the next time you watch a football match, think about Vozinha. Think about the 40-year-old journeyman who traveled across continents, who faced rejection and disappointment, who never stopped believing.
Think about the Cape Verdean goalkeeper who stood tall against Spain and became a global icon overnight. Think about the little grandmother who became the guardian of the Blue Sharks. Because his story isn't just about football, it's about life, it's about resilience, it's about the incredible power of the human spirit, and it's a reminder that sometimes, in the most unexpected moments, the most unlikely heroes emerge to inspire us all. Yosimar José Evora Diaz, Vozinha, is one of those heroes. And on June 15, 2026, he didn't just save goals, he saved a nation's hope. He proved that no dream is too big, no obstacle is too high, no challenge is too great, and that, above all else, is why his story will be remembered for generations to come. The World Cup continues, the Blue Sharks fight on, but on that night in Villarreal, Vozinha gave them something more valuable than a point. He gave them belief, he gave them pride, he gave them a story they'll tell their children and grandchildren for the rest of their lives. This is the story of Vozinha, the guardian of a nation's dream, and it's proof that sometimes, in the most unexpected moments, the most unlikely heroes emerge to inspire us all.